So welcome everybody to the latest episode of Radical Money, number 13. Now, I want to say one thing about Aurora Cannabis has been unbelievable. Here's the thing, and I don't mean in a good way. I mean in a bad way, like how the hell? So the cool thing is, on a positive note, I got in kind of early, so I ended up getting a lot of stuff pretty cheap when it came to buying the stock, so my average cost is pretty low. But here's the deal. If you don't have put contracts in Aurora Cannabis, you may be fucked by the time this reverse split happens. And I mean that wholeheartedly. So there's two ways this can go. I'm covered on both ends, so I'm good. But are you covered on both ends? Look, as an investor for this company, you got to think about a few things, right? Are you covered? That is the first and foremost question you must ask yourself right now. Do I have put contracts? Or am I shorting the stock? Or do I have call contracts and do I have stocks? I would recommend not getting any call contracts because we don't know when the cannabis industry will be profitable, but the cool thing is you can hold on to shares of the company. So please try to hold on to the shares, okay? So what'll happen when it finally splits tomorrow? I want to give you my prediction right here, right now. I think it's going to go down. That's my prediction. Look, reverse stock splits in the history of reverse stock splits have never been good. That's the truth. It's never been a positive outcome, ever. Like, I'm exaggerating. It's rarely a positive outcome. 5 to 10% of the time, a reverse stock split ends in a good way. That's not good odds. So whenever you hear about a company proposing a reverse stock split, buy those put contracts, short sell the stock, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to have to short it. You're going to have to buy at least put contracts, something that bets against it. Right? Short selling is different technically than buying put contracts, but here's the thing. When you have a put contract, you could sell it to somebody else who wants to use it, right? Look, do we really know will all of the shareholders sell off their shares and lower the value of the stock even more? That's another question you got to ask yourself, and that's something I think is going to happen. Look, this company, they're just going to, here's my thing. And I don't like being too negative about a specific company at all, but look, I don't like it, but it has to be done. There are some companies that are just not ran well. Look, the insiders for this company, Aurora Cannabis, have traded off. They've traded all their shares, pretty much. I wouldn't say all. I'll admit that's exaggeration, but there's not a lot of insiders left. Management's a freaking mess. I just think it's going to be more of a short seller's paradise than anything. Now, here's another factor that you got to weigh in on. So, it is a negative outlook. I'll admit it. This is not a good situation, and you just have to live with the fact it's not a good situation. Look, reverse stock splits never end well. I highly recommend you buy put contracts at this point. Look, it's a suggestion, and don't take faith, because I own Aurora Cannabis stock, like I just said. I have interest in this company. But with everything that's happening and all the millennial shareholders, I'm putting two and two together. I'm thinking there's going to be a massive sell-off because millennials, my generation's dumb. They claim to be informed and woke, but they're really dumb. Try talking to them for a split second. Try talking to them for a minute. My generation sucks. I even kind of suck. I'll admit it. But look, my recommendation to you, the viewer, short the fuck out of the stock. Short the hell out of it. Buy put contracts. Buy negative amounts of stock for this, because I don't see it going up. I don't see it as a profitable company. I really don't. I think it almost feels like this could be the biggest pump and dump scandal of all time. Penny stocks don't end well. Look, if you have to get to the point of a reverse stock split and you keep borrowing shareholder money, there's no big backers for Aurora Cannabis. There's no one who's invested in them. There's a reason big companies stay away from Aurora. Not managed well. There are many, many, many freaking reasons to stay away from Aurora Cannabis. So what's it going to be? Do you continue to invest in Aurora? Do you think it's even worth investing? I'll tell you what though, here's what I'm going to do once this reverse stock split happens. If it goes up, if it does, I want to buy more put contracts. That's all there is to it. I want to buy more. Does it sound crazy? You bet it does. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy some long-term put contracts to protect my ass further. Now, here's the funny part. My ass is already protected with the amount of put contracts I have already. So if this goes down and it goes below those prices, I'm going to buy more shares. Look, I'm playing both sides of the coin here. Now, do I have to sacrifice money to do this? Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. For now. But it gets to a point where you can have a balancing effect that you can go one way or the other. And whatever way you go, it turns out to be profitable. That's the point of what I'm doing. Because truth be told, we never know how shareholders will react. I will say the writing is on the wall with Aurora. Millennial shareholders could pull this thing out of its ass. I trust millennials. I trust my generation will do the wrong thing. They're going to back a bad company. All because it's a weed company. But here's the deal. Here's a positive note if you guys decide to get put contracts. Eventually the millennials will lose integrity. My generation's great at losing integrity. They're good. My generation, in my opinion, has zero integrity. They claim to have integrity. We're great at talking. Claim to be this woke generation and understand things, but truth be told, no. I don't believe so. But here's the deal. I want you guys to take my advice, and you don't have to believe it automatically. Do your research. But Aurora Cannabis, it doesn't look promising. There's nothing promising about Aurora Cannabis at all, from based on what I see. I'm not seeing it, man. So I definitely want to buy more put contracts, though. That's for sure. Sorry, guys. I'm in deep thought because this is a really crazy subject for me. I'll tell you, if it goes down a lot, I'm a rich man. That's all there is to it. There's going to be a lot of people trying to snipe my contracts, buy them from me. I could give you some insight on how many 50-cent ones I have, but I own a lot of the 50-cent ones because they were cheaper at the time I got them. And if I'm right, everything will go well. And that's the craziest part about it. So we'll see how far it goes down. We'll see how much of a rapid decline we get from Aurora. I just last time I checked, I think Aurora's got about 1.3 billion, right? I could be wrong on that, but it's a guess. But they're going to condense that into 100 million shares. Now, when it's a 1 for 12 reverse stock split, in terms, is there for every 12 shares you own, you exchange those 12 shares for one. And you do that for all of them. For all the shares you own, right? So there is a bit of an advantage to all this, by the way. First off, it makes the shares rarer, right? When there's less shares on the marketplace, there's less dilution. But here's the thing that scares me about Aurora Cannabis and why I'm betting so heavily against it. against. Here's why I bet against it. Look at it like this. They want to put out more shares onto the marketplace after they do this. It's a never-ending cycle. They've clearly shown they can't use their money properly. And if that is the case, we must short the fuck out of this company. Because, look, the only way you're going to make money from them is to bet against them. That sounds like a harsh thing to say. I'll tell you what, Aurora, though. I'm still going to hold your shares because maybe you will be profitable one day. But if you go bankrupt, at least I'll be able to benefit from your bankruptcy. So, I'm glad I did what I did with Aurora. I'm glad I bought a ton of shares beforehand when it got really low. Glad I had a lot of put contracts because I saw the writing on the wall. But I will tell you this though, the value of the shares you own does not technically change. So, and let's just say it was like $1, right? Let's say it was $1 per share last time we checked. And then the reverse split happens, bam. Each share you own is now going to be worth $12. It doesn't actually increase the overall value because remember, you're trading in 12 of what you own for 1. All right, you have less shares now, technically, but because there's less shares in the market right now, it makes the shares way more valuable. There's a value to this now. So it's rarer to get these shares, technically. Earnings come out on the 14th. I will tell you guys that. So earnings will probably look good. I don't know. So here's the thing. Here's what I also recommend. If you already own put contracts for Aurora and the reverse split happens, and do yourself a favor, all right, and buy some shares of Aurora because it will go down. You already have the put contracts to back your ass up, right? Keeping your ass protected. You want to protect your ass. That's all I got to say. Protect that booty, okay? This reverse stock split is crazy, but I cannot wait to see the result, and I cannot wait to see you guys win. So I really think if you get put contracts, you'll win. It's an opinion. It is an opinion. It's an opinion I believe, though, wholeheartedly. Long term. What you gotta do. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any additional questions, anytime you want to contact me, please contact me. GarzaBrands at gmail.com is the email address. Feel free to leave any feedback you have. We're always looking and always open to feedback. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, and have yourselves a wonderful day. See you guys in the market tomorrow, baby. Woo! Later!